Hello and welcome. I'm Shadow of Shadow Gaming, bringing you episode 28 of Programming with Shadow. In today's lesson, we're going to be working on our next program. So this program is going to be it's going to be a little more involved than some of ours, but we'll do it in stages. So the goal here, we're gonna be simulating maybe some kind of event, maybe a concert or some kind of event. We're going to be doing some registration windows. We're going to be simulating them, or what we're looking at is or the dynamic of how many windows versus how long people do, and we're going to use the randomness we did last time to make some variations there, and just do some simulations on the length. In this first one, we're going to work on the UI, and I say UI because we're going to use the CLI, but we're going to work on it first. But we're going to do something different we haven't done here. We're going to take control of the environment and make it look how we want it to look. And how we're going to do that, we're going to change the colors. So I'm going to pick a blue and white scheme, so a light color scheme, but that's just for the sake of it being opposite of what I've got already. So let us begin. So I've got a program, or already got a program here turned off implicit usings. So go ahead and begin. So I'm going to create a menu class. So this is going to be where we're going to do the main points of code for the operations we do. Sorry about that. This is where we're going to do the code here for whatever operations we have. So I'm going to have a read-only list of strings. These are going to be our items. So this is what we can select from our menu. I'm going to have a title. We're going to take the title of public menu string title equals menu. We'll default it to that. Say title equals. What's that? Title equals title. There we go. All right. So now we'll do a little add method. So public void add. String item. All this does is it does items.add. We'll do a public void remove as well. There we go. Now let's do we'll do a display method. So how we're going to display is we're going to I'm imagining we sort of align it a little bit more centrally. We're going to use some different colors. So let's see what looks good first. I have a feeling it's going to be blue. Like I said, I'm going to go white and blue, I believe. We'll see how that looks. I think I've seen that before, and I think it looks all right. Public void display. So this is going to be so we'll have a string. So this is what we're going to need to know length. So I'm imagining maybe I guess I'm imagining maybe a time. So let's do something like this. Let's do console.clear. I don't think how I want this. We wipe whatever's there. Yeah, I think this is it. We wipe whatever's there. Say give blank screen. And then we'll do string str equals date. Date equals date time. Date time is a class that lets you get information about date. One thing you can do is you can do today dot belongs date string. I think this is the one I want. So let's do we'll just do console.writeLine str. Let's make sure this is the one I'm remembering. Here we'll say menu equals new, and we'll worry about the title in a minute. Alright, let's begin. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to run. I think this will give me the date. Yeah, there we go. Good enough. So, okay. So I don't want that there, so we'll adjust. So let's console.set cursor position. So I think we've used this before. It lets you control where you're putting the date. So I'm imagining it. I'm thinking about it. I'm imagining it to be probably in the right corner. Maybe. So let's do that. Let's do that. So put it here, and then we'll put the menu maybe here. We'll start with that. If I don't like it, we might have to adjust. So let's begin. Window width. The width left and right. Width minus date dot length, and more value, right? Yeah, so top. So say it at the top. So the last one's just zero defined. So let's put it on the first. So here we should get it over here now. Yeah. Let's move it over. Let's say 2. So let's do -2. There. Yeah, sort of like that. So yeah, I think that looks nice enough. Alright, so first things first. Go back over here. Let's do a little setup first. So I'm going to do a new method here, and we'll say setup. We haven't created that yet, so let's come down here and create it. So setup is just going to change some colors for us. So we'll do the initial color setup. Perfect. So do static void setup. So the color scheme, let's do console.background color. Console. So we do white. I'm thinking gray may actually be just slightly nicer. And we'll see it. We'll check on both out here in just a second. Console.foreground color equals blue. And then console.clear. To wipe the console, so we begin with our scheme. Let's see what this does. I think this will do what I want to do. And it may look bad here in this terminal. We may have to grab our own terminal and do it the other way. That doesn't look terrible. But we also need to do the opposite side, so we need to restore it when we're done, because user may not like that, and anything we type now will be in this color scheme until they do that, and then it's starting to come back. Let's fix that as well. Let's do say goodbye. What we're going to do there is we're going to have a method that gives them a message when they finish, but we'll worry about that part of it later. So let's do static void say goodbye. We'll do console.clear. Console.reset color. You probably want to swap the order of those two. Do it like this. I think that'll do it. So one thing we are going to want to do, let's add one more thing. We're going to use this a bit, so let's go ahead and make it a function. We'll do static void press a key. So the idea here is we're static. The idea here, we're just going to ask the user for enter a key and use it to pause, basically. So let's say console.writeLine. I think this will be how we're going to do it. We may have to adjust this ever so slightly. We don't care what the key is. We're just going to read one, and we're going to put that right here. So before that, let's do this. Let's do console.clear. Let's go ahead and put a message. I used something simple like this before, so we'll do 2 of these for now. Again, we may have to change this if we don't like the look of it. Something nice and simple. Let's see how this looks. I may want to put one of the weight right here. We'll see how it looks first. If I can find .NET right. Yeah, that wipes it too quickly. Let's not do that. Let's make an adjustment. So we'll just say there's a key for now. That'll cause us to we'll be able to see what our menu at least. Yeah, there we go. And it goes back. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking of. So let's go back over to menu and let's do the display a little more. So let's see. So we got our time. I'm trying to think what I want to do now. So let's move from the time, move down 2 lines, and then we'll put our title, I guess. So let's say line. So move down 2 lines, and like I said, I'm putting stuff over a couple spaces. Might be 2 tabs actually. Let's do 2 and see how that looks. Maybe something like that. Let's do more tabs. So this line we're going to put some dashes. So we'll just do we'll want to do it dynamically since we were allowing them to set the title. So let's say for int I equals 0, I equals, what are we doing? For int I equals 0, I less than title dot length, I plus plus. Something about the IntelliSense going off today. So dot right. And then we need to close the statement, so we'll just do a console.write line. We may want 2 lines here though, so let's see how this looks, but we may want 2 lines. Here, let's do for int I equals 0, and this time I less than items.count, I plus console.write line /t/t 0 1. Let's do it the way I'm used to instead of copying my old example here. Let's do I plus 1. So that takes care of the 0-based index, and then we'll say index at I. I think this will get us a V. Go over here and add menu.add item 1, menu.add item 2. So I add a couple items. Let's see how this looks. Part of it's hiding, but that sort of looks alright. I think 2 tabs is too much. I think I don't want it that many. Let's make it 1 and see if that's too few. That looks alright actually. In fact, I may want to remove one of these extras. Do that. Let's make it 1 up here. And how many spaces? 2, 3. Probably. Try this. Let's try doing it like that instead. So there's 4 spaces. Yeah, 4 spaces. Let's give that a try. Let's see if that makes it look better. Not really. Tell you what, let's try this. Let's go back to tab here. Make these spaces. Do 4 here. 4 and I'm trying to get this in the position that it looks decent from my view. Yeah, that doesn't look decent. See what might, or one more thing. Tab. Add a tab here. See how this looks. That's more of what I'm wanting. Maybe let's do Now it's 3 spaces. Let's see how that looks. Now it's in line. I think I like that. We'll see. We may make further adjustments, but I think I like that. The one thing I do see, let's change the title. Let's give it some kind of other color. Say do color, do red. Right. Let's do console color, original color equals. After we get past this, then we'll reset it. So console dot foreground color equals original color. Let's do it like that. Let's see how this looks. That stands out a little too much. I want that to be an error. Let's try green. A dark green. Maybe. What's another color? Dark. I don't think this is going to be it. That may be better. Maybe the regular color is too dark. Let's try a cyan. I was thinking blue, but maybe where we've got a gray background, it's a little harder to do. Yeah, maybe. A dark green. I'm wanting it to stand out just a little more than it's doing, but not a ton more. Yeah, let's switch to white. I like the gray better. All right, let's go with like this one. See what this looks like. Maybe that's the problem. The blue is just too dark. Nah, blue better. We'll do cyan and we'll keep the dark green for now. I may change that though because I still don't feel like that's exactly what I want. But yeah, there's some method and tell you what, let's make this a little cleaner. Let's do this. Let's select all this and do this. Extract local function. So we'll call this display title. We'll take this as well. Factor. Oops. display date. This is display item, so we'll just do the same thing here. There we go. These are in the complete opposite order of the way I want. Just that. I'm going to put a return here just so it's clear, but that's optional in this case. Wait a minute, now it is in the opposite order. Wait a minute. Notice that when it made these, it picked static for this one and void for this one. The reason for that is we're passing in the title. So if we want to do it like that, we could do, if we wanted to make this static, which I think I prefer in general, you would have to do title. As you can see, it's not necessarily required. It's just if I want to use title in here, I wouldn't be able to use it at that point, but maybe this is all right. That gives us a display message that displays date. Let's change this to display current date. A little clearer. Display title and display items. Their variables captured this, so it knows the current condition. That one doesn't capture any because it's static. There we go. There's just a display method though. Let's do one more method. This one's going to be a little larger. Do public int get, I want to say choice. So this is what the user picks when they use the menu, the number they pick, so we'll provide a way to do it. So if items.count less than 1, throw new exception, the menu is empty. Alright, otherwise, we're going to do it as a while true. While true. So once they're in the menu, they keep going until they pick a good choice. So we'll just do we'll display, so show them the menu, and we'll do console.write. What did we go with T? T, 3 spaces. Let's do this. Let's make it private const count of spaces. Something like that. Private string. Do it like that. Here. That way, if I want to change these in the future, it's a little easier. Count of spaces. Type number of your choice from the menu. So let's color theirs in the other color, whatever we picked. So we'll say dark green. So let's add a constant for that there too. Private const console color. Alternate color equals dark green. So there we can make that change if we need to again. We'll do the same thing. We'll grab the color. Then we'll do this equals alternate. Then we'll do we won't worry about dealing with it right now. So we're using var again, so that means it can be a string or null. It's handling it for us, so that's equivalent to this. So let's set the color now. So console.foreground color equals original. And so now let's parse it. So all we want is an int. So if it's not an int, do something else. Out our choice. Or choice is less than 1, or choice is greater than items.count. So now I have to think, should that be -1? But I think count's right. But we'll try it and see. Hold on, right line. What is it? Count of spaces. Your choice is not a number between 1 and items.count. Please try again. I'm thinking I want to pause it there just so it doesn't redisplay, but we'll see if I like that. Else we'll clear this and return choice. There we go. I think that gets us a select. Let's check it and see. Let's copy this 2 more times. 3, 4. So now let's do menu dot get choice. Choice. Like that. Wipe this out. Give this a try. I think this does what I want, so let's see. There's just some menus. Say 2. Choice was 2. Yeah, we're gonna need to put this in a loop here in a minute, but I think that's got the menu class. Yeah, I think that's. We'll say it is and keep on going because we're running out of time. So let's do here after setup. Let's do a say welcome method. This will be pretty simple. We'll do something along the lines of right line Really messing up the IntelliSense today. Welcome to the convention registration simulation. There we go. Then we'll press a key. I think that should have us ready to go. Let's go and run it and take a look. There's just a welcome. There's just a menu on and okay. So there we go. So let's do some setup. So let's do this. Let's set the values here. So we're going to have 6 menu items. So we'll have set the number of registrants. So this is this is how many people that they expect to attend. They expect. That's the number of registration windows we're trying to use. This one, let's set it here. Set the number of hours of operation, how long it's running, run the simulation, and one more for end program. So this will be our options. Maybe quit might be better. Maybe exit actually. Alright, so I'm trying to decide if I want to do this first or not. Let's do it like this for now. We may make it a do while loop in the future. Do while is probably going to be clearer. Let's add another class. So this class is an enum. So I think we've talked about enums, but if we haven't, we will now. So enums are just a little simple way to you say enum, and they're just a little simple way to specify something. So we'll say menu item. So here we're just saying these are menu items, and that lets us treat them as numbers later, and we're going to see that can be what useful. We'll have set registrants, should be on set operation hours, set in window number, maybe count. We'll keep it number because that's what I used before, I believe. Expected checkout, run simulation, exit program. So this calls us on the start 0, 1, so forth. Their menu, on the other hand, is accounting for that. So it's accounting, and it says make everything up 1. So, oh, right here. We're saying don't do that. We're saying right here that whatever they type, add 1 to it. So we need to count for that here. So we need to remember to say equals 1. And that causes it to start at 1. So then 1, 2, 3, and they match. That's what we're doing here. Let's say position. Maybe something like that. So what this is going to do, it's going to let us treat those as numbers later. So what we can say here is instead of this, we can say this menu item here, because it's an int. We can say it's a menu item, and we're doing the checks there. So possible this fails, but we're in control here, so hopefully we've got it right. We'll find out if we don't. So let's get rid of this. Let's say while. Same choice. Let's say user selection. Does not equal menu item.exit program. Then we run. And at the end, we'll grab it again. We're going to do the same thing. So let's do it in a do. We'll have to say it like this though. We'll say menu item user selection. So user selection. And then we'll copy this. Use that for a while. We'll get rid of this. There we go. There's just a do while. I think this handles what we want. We can get rid of the press a key now, I think. Yeah, I believe this will do. So let's go ahead and run it. Let's see what happens. We're not going to see our selection. In fact, it may freeze up actually. So I suspect if we do 1, yeah, it brings us right back. Yeah. And it exits. Okay. So yeah, so that's sort of what we want to do. So let's go ahead and do how long do we have? 42 minutes. We'll go ahead and sub out this part. This may be about all we get to today. So switch. So case menu item dot set registrants. Break. Case menu item dot set hours of operation. Break. Case menu item dot set window number. Break. Case menu item dot set expected out. May not be the right term. Pick out term. We'll keep it for now. Break. The other two. Case menu item dot run simulation. Break. Case menu item dot exit program. Just so happens to also be the default case. And it is also a break. I'm trying to think that's not going to work right, is it? Might actually need to be an actual thing. Let's see, this might should be a continue. We continue to loop to the next evaluation. Let's see if that doesn't. I think that'll work. So let's see, let's do an error here. So we'll say console.clear and console.write and error has occurred. Program must stop. So here, since we're handling, making sure they get us the right values here, we won't get any further. And who knows, maybe we'll come back to this and we can actually handle this. But for now, let's return. I think that'll do it. Let's make that an actual error though and say return int. We'll return a 1 here and say goodbye. We'll return a 0. There we go. That just makes it so that it sets the console correctly. I think pressing 6 will get us a good exit. Not. Let's comment this out just a second. Now let's see what happens. Now if we do a 6, let's see if we error out. We need to do the this. Try again. There we go. There's just a little error symbol. So we got a -1 there. It did not reset the color though. Should have reset the color, I thought. Maybe here, maybe we do need to make this an environment exit 1. If that does it. That says it. That tells us to do it. Do a hard stop. We won't get there because of the environment.exit. That's probably not going to be what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, that does work. Okay. Do this. Let's add a make that a new line. Add a new line here. I think press a key actually does. Yeah, it adds a new line. Let's add a /t here though. Let's make this red. So console color original equals, let's hold up foreground color. We'll set it that console foreground color to red for error. And then we'll set console dot foreground color back to original. Let's see how that looks. There we go. And here, instead of saying that, let's make an adjustment. Any key to close. Slightly different, but very similar context. So now that's an error case. So regular exit will get the regular case. So there we go. So now if we do a 6 here, we should see everything's fine. Yep. All right, I believe that's going to do it for now. me try. Look at here. Let's make those. Let's move those down ones. Print it again. Yeah, I moved them in one spot, but didn't move them in both. Yeah, that looks a little better. May make further adjustments in the future, but there we go. I think we've got us a general UI going. So next time we're going to look at the different cases here. So we'll look at adding, at least adding these 4, and probably start on the actual simulation. But that's going to do it for now. We may do some cleanup here as well, so we'll call it with that. So this has been episode 28, Programming with Shadow, and in this one we just began setting up our project, playing around with the terminal a little bit. Next time we'll actually begin making some more work toward adjusting things, getting things a little cleaner. So, I'm going to do it, so thanks and have a good rest of your day.